Hi guys. So I'm going to renew my Nigerian passport today. So in case you're wondering about this hairstyle, if you know, you know. I just don't want any problem that anybody is going to be complaining about my hair. So it's neatly packed, small earrings, minimal makeup and everything. But anyways, I'll see how it goes. So I am dreading this process, to be fair, but I'm still going to try and just hope for the best and hope that this is gonna go smoothly. I have seen a couple of people's videos and I hope that my experience is as smooth as, some of the ones that I've seen. Wish me luck. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jadisola, and in this video, I am going to be sharing my experience renewing my Nigerian passport here in London. So apart from sharing my experience, I'm also going to be sharing how I did it, how much it cost me, and how long it took me to actually get my passport. So my passport was going to expire in September of 2022, and I know that you can apply for your passport before it expires once you hit like the 6 month validity period. So April 2022 was when I started doing my countdown to expiration. So I knew I could apply in April. Now I did apply in April, but unfortunately I didn't get an appointment date to do my biometrics for another 2 months. So I didn't end up going till the 24th of June. Now the thing about the whole process for me is I just felt like some things were not so clear in terms of like the requirements from the website. And it was from YouTube videos that I actually, got the idea to go with some things like the envelope and postal order. It wasn't so clear on the website that you needed some of these things. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I didn't go to this place with, a high level of confidence, to be honest, that I had everything that I needed. But anyways, fast forward to, going to actually get my passport, right? So my appointment was 9 in the morning and I got there 9:15. That was one of the things that I just knew that I was going to get into trouble for. So I got there late and oh boy, was the queue long. The queue was long. I ended up staying on the queue outside for well over 30 minutes. And the interesting thing was they were not calling people in based on the appointment time, right? So my appointment time was 9 in the morning. I got there 9:15. They were checking people in based on the time they got on the queue. So if your appointment was like 12 noon and you came at 8 in the morning and you were the first person on the queue, they're going to let you in. Now, one of the challenges that I had was, even though I saw on YouTube that I needed like a £20 postal order, I spoke to a friend who told me I didn't need it, that she renewed her passport, she didn't need it. And then I listened to her and yeah, I just knew that I was going to get into trouble for that because I now had to think whether or not I was going to find a post office around the place on the morning of to get this postal order. But while I was waiting on the queue, I saw that some people were crossing the road to meet a particular guy. And I just suspected that that might be someone that is doing a business on the side and selling some of the requirements that they are absolutely sure that some people will not have. And lo and behold, I went to this guy and I said, see, I need postal order. And he was like, oh yeah. So he was selling his postal order for £25. The postal order is meant to be £20, but hey, at that point, I just needed to get in as soon as it was my turn. So after I got in, we all had to sit down in the waiting hall and, I was number 179, imagine, at the time that I got in. And they were calling on the monitor like number 120 something. So I had to sit and wait. But just like observation from just sitting there, like it felt like And I don't, I don't want to say this thing like or mean it in the wrong way. It just, everyone was sad. Everyone looked sad. I think that was the thing that was just so glaring. Both the people attending to us and even the people that were trying to get their passport, everybody just looked very sad. Nobody wanted to be there. Everyone looked so unhappy. Any slight opportunity for anyone to complain, like they just did. Like everyone, the people that came to collect their passports, the people attending to us were all complaining about one thing or the other. Now, the part that now even got to me was that when you enter the hall, there are like 8 counters, right? But the maximum at any point in time that people were attending to, those of us waiting were like 2 counters active at any given point in time. I'm thinking to myself, how, like with 8 counters, it's not enough, right? 2 counters now working at the max at any point in time, which means that there were times that it was just one person that was there because the other person has just walked away for something. It was slow. Like the points, like from the time you get in till the time they call you to submit your documents, it was so long. It took me maybe another 2 hours plus to even get called to come and submit my documents. Now, the process of submitting my document was less than 5 minutes. But the time it took before they could call me to come and submit my document was just very long. And that's also because, like I mentioned, only 2 people were attending to everybody seated there. Now, after submitting my documents, they asked us to wait downstairs because after I got upstairs, I realized why they asked us to wait downstairs, because upstairs was crowded as well and they needed some people to finish up and leave before, sending more people upstairs. So we waited downstairs a bit and then eventually they called us upstairs. Now, getting upstairs, it was the same atmosphere. Everyone looked sad. People were tired of waiting. The people attending to us were unhappy. They were also complaining about different things. And I was just sitting and waiting. And again, as you go upstairs, nobody's really telling you anything about why you're upstairs, what you're waiting for, what you're meant to do. So people were standing around just looking. I think eventually some lady was like, you know what, you guys come and take a disclaimer form. Okay, so I need to backtrack a bit. One of the requirements is that you come with a special delivery envelope, prepaid special delivery envelope. And you start to wonder, right? Why are you, why is it that you've paid for your visa? Did I just say visa? You've paid for your passport and you are also paying a £20 administration fee via a postal order, but you still have to come with a prepaid special delivery envelope for them to send your passport to you. All these things were not making sense. Anyways, I picked up the form they asked us to fill, and it was a disclaimer form. And the content of the form, I'm going to try and link it up, is like your, indemnifying, the Nigerian High Commission, that you're more like you're responsible for anything that happens to your passport. That because you have bought your envelope and you have filled your address on it, they are not liable for any loss or damage, of your passport. That just blew my mind. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You take all this money, you make people responsible, and then you don't want to take any form of responsibility. Okay, cool. Okay, interesting. Anyways, we waited again upstairs for a long time. I am not even joking. Like, different dramas were now happening. So some people noticed that they were calling some people that came in after them, and that caused some, arguments as well between some of the people waiting and, people coming to call names of people that should come and capture.
I don't understand why we feel that things are not done properly. Hold on. It is not the fault, neither is it the fault of the mission, because if not for COVID, these backlogs would have been cleared. If not for COVID, I don't think we would have had these backlogs. Now, we will not shut down that platform because we don't have much people. That means we are being unfair to those who have paid their money. It is not, hold on. Now, this platform that I'm actually dealing with, should I keep it?
And apparently it felt like they had an old system that they were using to do the capturing for people that, maybe applied and paid last year. And there's a new system that they're using right now. Anyways, eventually, I spent maybe another 2.5 hours basically just waiting for my turn to capture. And as soon as I did the capturing, as soon as they called my name to go for capturing, it took me maybe another 5 minutes in there and I was done. The next step was for me to fill out my address on my envelope, insert the copy of the printout of the form that they give you from after you capture, and then you submit and then you're done. So I'm thinking to myself, right, the entire process was of me doing anything in there, from checking in outside to submitting my documents to getting myself captured was maybe maximum 10 minutes. But I didn't leave this place until 3 p.m.-ish since morning. Crazy. And the craziest part, which is like the best news ever, was I think I was in a hurry so much that I didn't remember to ask them how long it was going to take. But at this point, I was so tired. I just wanted to leave, so I left. And then guess what? 3 days after, so I submitted on a Friday, and then on a Wednesday, I got a message from the concierge team in my apartment that I had a package. And I was wondering, like, could it be what I'm thinking? It's not likely, 3 days, maybe not. And guess what? I went there to check and my Nigerian passport is out, literally in 3 days. So I guess for me, the entire experience was, a mixture of, good and bad. So now, how did I apply? So I applied from the website and I completed an application form online where you fill in your details. Apparently, you can't get a Nigerian passport without having a Nigerian address. So you need to actually have a Nigerian address handy. And then they'll also ask you to fill out your NI number, different information that you need to put on the form. Now, once you're done filling the form, you need to make payment. Now, depending on the number of years and the number of pages you're paying for or you're applying for, that's what you need to pay for. So you submit your application, you make payment. What you don't want to do is just sit down and be waiting, because you need to book an appointment once you're done making the payment. The appointment link would appear after you've made your payment, or it may be sent to your email, but just look out for it, because if you make payment and you submit and you don't book your appointment, like, you're as good as you have not done anything. You can book your appointment up to 1 year in advance. So even if your passport has not expired and you want to try and maybe book as soon as it expires, you can do it way ahead of time. I told you I did mine 6 months prior. If I had known that I had the opportunity of booking up to 1 year in advance, I probably would have booked earlier so that I could get my passport, maybe in April, as opposed to, applying in June when I did. So again, you book your appointment and you have to make sure that you get your requirements ready for when you visit the Nigeria High Commission in London. So now to the requirements, right? I might be looking at a bit because I had to write it down. You need to print out your appointment slip. Now, this is very important because if you don't have it with you, they're not going to let you in, right? The next thing you need to print out is the application form itself. So they're going to send you a copy, or you can download once you submit as well. And it has like a signature side. You need to sign that, so that when you get there, everything is ready. You also need to print out your payment acknowledgement slip. And even though I didn't print out my NI slip, if you have yours, you may just want to take it with you, although it's not a requirement unless you have a problem there. And a lot of people did have problems while I was there, when they couldn't match their NI number, or they couldn't verify their NI number, and they were asking for their slip. But I didn't need the slip. I just needed to make sure that I had the number with me, and it was also filled on the application form. So that is there. If you have it and you want to print it, then by all means, print it. The next thing you want to make sure you have is your £20 postal order addressed to the Nigerian High Commission. Now, this you can only get from the post office. So although if you didn't get it like I, failed to get it, there's someone doing business outside Nigerian High Commission selling postal order. So but make sure you get it, since you're going to be going to the post office anyways, to get your special delivery envelope. Now, this special delivery envelope has to be prepaid, right? And most people that I saw at the place had the nylon one, right? And the post office that I went to around where I live to get mine, they said that they had phased out the special delivery envelope and they gave me a brown one. So this was the envelope that they gave me, and they stock, like special delivery and stamp on it and everything. And to be honest, I wasn't very confident that they were going to accept this. The only reason I think that they didn't reject this from me was also because I was so nice to some of the officials. I helped to distribute forms. I helped some people to make sure that, when they got to where they were submitting their, final envelope and everything, that it was ready. And people actually even thought that I was working there. Anyway, so she was like, okay, if they don't accept this envelope, she's going to maybe assist me to maybe put it in another, envelope. But hey, they did accept this. But if you can get the gray nylon one, that might pay you because it'll give you more confidence, right? The other thing you need to get, now, this bit is a requirement on the website, but it's not needed. They asked for data page of passport. They didn't collect it. They also asked for passport photographs. They didn't collect it. So if you have old passports at home, just take them with you. Don't go and spend money to snap new passports because they won't, accept it. They're not likely going to take it from you. So once you have all these things printed out, then I think you're good to go. Again, is tips: go early. Don't be like me. Go very early, because your appointment time is, at least the day that I went, they didn't use appointment time to call people in. It's first come, first serve. Like, just go as early as possible. Again, is if your experience is anything like mine, that you're going to end up waiting for a really long time, you want to go with snacks. I was hungry. And if you're going with kids, like, the last thing you want is for your kids to be throwing tantrums because they are hungry in that place. Go with snacks. Number 3, go with a lot of patience, because you're going to need it. Like, you're really going to need it. But overall, I think the experience, I would rate it 5/10. And the reason I'm rating it that low is because of the waiting period inside the place. Otherwise, the time it took for me to get stuff done and to also even get my passport was like really, really quick. Now, down to the cost. I did 10 years and I paid £191 for 10 years, 64-page passport. And that's it. If you've gone for your Nigerian passport renewal, I feel free to share your experience in the comment section. And if you're just going, please make sure you don't miss out anything from the requirements. And if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. I will see you next time. Bye.